yesterday were well attended by our structures overwhelmingly. And the meetings structures were able to express themselves freely and put the issues before the national leadership. And we believe when we depart here, the spirit of unity, the spirit of victory certain will define the attitude of ANC membership in the province. Of course, nothing will be flushed under the carpet, nothing will not be attended to, there will be no holy cows. So we come in this meeting highly spirited and enthusiastic about overcoming all the challenges from the point of view of organization and the state of governance in the province.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. May I then just take very quick questions? It's just a doorstep, so it's not a presser. Shall we go? See if there's any question from anyone. And of course, if you're comfortable that the SG has covered everything, happy to do that. But I do have, I see that Samkelo Tabani Maseko hand is up. And Abongile? Yes, Samkelo and then Abongile.
Thank you very much. Samkelo from the SABC. Just Mr. Mbalula, the basic summary of some of the reports you've received thus far. What are some of the main concerns coming out of the 11th review, particularly on an organizational perspective, but also on a governance perspective, knowing that in an area where that you don't govern in Josiah Kometi region, in the Tugela district municipality, there is no water, yet you've got many dams there supplying water throughout the province, yet the people in those areas don't have water. You go to a municipality like Musunduzi, the capital city, it's the state of governance is deplorable there. There are potholes left, right, and center. You come to Etegwini, it's an economic hub of the province, but they've had issues of service delivery as well in this municipality. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I take you?
Yeah, actually covered. Thanks, Sam. Exactly what I wanted to ask.
Okay.
Well, we are in the middle of our meeting, and these reports are coming in. The issues highlighted is electricity in general, load shedding in particular, where you have a situation in most of these municipalities that the transformers have been stolen and the infrastructure is being attacked by criminal elements, and that affect electricity flow from the grid in service of different communities. These are the challenges that are facing us. Where there are potholes must be closed. There's no doubt about it. We need to get reports, which we are getting, about financial viability of these municipalities and why potholes are not closed. And there's no time for lamentation. We believe that municipalities, big and small, must do something about closing of potholes. We need to get those answers, but we need to get action going from our municipalities when it comes to those particular challenges. Water is a big challenge. We are with the Minister of Water, and then we need a strategic intervention, especially in the municipalities that are highly affected by this challenge of water, Msunduzi and so on. But let me tell you, there is good reporting when it comes to also some of the municipalities, something that is not talked about. We've got highly qualified Section 57 in majority, people properly employed. One of the reports we got, one of our municipal managers have got a doctorate in municipal planning, and which is something that is scarce, because municipalities are synonymous with lack of performance and a total disregard of qualifications for Section 57 officials at the level of the municipalities. And then some of the municipalities which report has actually come out, something that you can't believe as well, particularly in Richmond, 78% of the people paying for services. I think it's something that you don't hear, because everybody expects everything from government. People have abandoned paying for services in their different local areas. There are good results in some of the municipalities where we govern. albeit the challenges that we've got, which really our attitude is that there must be a campaign, potholes must be closed, and sinkholes and all of that. ANC municipalities need to give answers. Why are we not closing potholes where there are potholes, maintaining the roads? Of course, we do understand the revenue base for most of the municipalities is a bigger challenge in terms of governance that confront local government, but how do we actually intervene? So we need to address those. And then the Achilles heel, load shedding is a bigger problem throughout the country and in some of the reports that we are actually receiving here. So by the end, some of the things that we can do should be done without lamentation, like as if we are not in charge. Where we are in charge, potholes must be closed, roads must be fixed. And we will get an elaborate plan and briefing from the side of water affairs. What are we doing to address scarcity or challenges of water in the bigger municipalities like Msunduzi, which we need to address?
Thank you, SG. Last quick ones, and also SG, I thought I was done, but it's the women, sorry. Over there, my sister, and yourself.
Thanks for something. I am Mhlongo from the SABC. I would like to just direct my question to the Provincial Secretary because we haven't had an opportunity to speak to him since the NWC has arrived. Mr. Mtolo, just to gauge your view of the visit by the National Working Committee, but also do you agree, what is your view that interventions need to be made in the province because there have been some challenges in certain areas?
My question is directed to the SG, Lethu Mbulu from ENCA. You just spoke about load shedding, but as a whole, the country is facing an energy crisis. Are there any interventions? I know that the Minister of Electricity was hired not so long ago, but are there any interventions because the country is in constant stage 6 and economic cities or economic hubs like Durban are suffering greatly?
You want a second bite, Samgelo?
Yes, please.
You're the last one, and then we wrap up.
Mr. Mtolo, last one from the SABC. On the issue of Section 154 of eThekwini Municipality, what is the rationale behind the ANC PEC working with the provincial government in wanting to place the economic hub, which is this metro, under Section 154, the deployment of Kesha Slubisi? What were you thinking when you came to that particular determination to seek that particular approval and working with the provincial government? Thank you.
Okay. And we'll start with the PS, and then the SG will then get us out.
No, thanks very much. I think, greetings to all of you. I think the misunderstanding that the NEC lead at Luthuli House is a very misconceived approach. NEC lead structures of the organization. It will be irresponsible of the NEC to not interact directly with structures. Then besides that, they send deployees to each and every province, but they must come to structures that elected them and see the feeling, and so that they can provide support. It's an ordinary work of the National Executive Government, which as the province of KwaZulu-Natal we highly appreciate. And then I think what the SG is saying, we support that there must be interventions where there are failures that are because of ineffectiveness and efficiency. We need to address those challenges. And then I think the issue of Section 154, I know when we are young, those of us who have been in the sector, for example, in local government, this thing started under Minister Mafumati when he was still leading a department that was called DPLG, where in terms of project consolidate, that when government assess, because the constitution does appreciate that we are a central government, we are a unitary state, when there's a failure in a lower sphere of government, the national government and the provincial government are empowered by Section 54 of the Constitution to come and provide support. This support may come in terms of bringing technical skills and also bringing turnaround support and also bringing financial support. Because what is happening in eThekwini, for example, beyond some subjective challenges, but there are objective challenges in eThekwini in terms of their dilapidated infrastructure, in terms of electricity, water and sanitation, which also affect their human settlement project spending, which need a huge turnaround, huge planning, and also huge injection of money that eThekwini may not have on its own, in terms of, because eThekwini is also owed a lot, billions of rands by both business and residents, then that Section 54 is based on that. Thank you.
Electricity crisis is with us. We will go back and forth, stage 4, 6, depending on the intervention plan that has been announced, whether it is making an impact. When we attacked this thing of electricity, we did make a point that this is a huge challenge that must not only be reversed but must be dealt with decisively. We realize every day that the problem is bigger than what we thought. Still, our plan is to deal with load shedding, and that is the mandate we give to government decisively. It could be today, tomorrow, or before end of the year. But we want load shedding to be done away with in South Africa once and for all. We get reports. We will get the report tomorrow as the National Working Committee. We'll give you a briefing. Sputla will be here. We will reflect on the current challenge. I mean, it is with us almost weekly. And whether we're making progress and how far are we and what other interventions that are needed extra. President has spoken about car powership or car power in terms of electricity. These are the things that government don't need to explore but must do everything in its power to ensure that we reverse and do away with load shedding in South Africa. So it is a huge challenge. We've characterized it. It affects business, it affects households. It's a difficult thing, this load shedding. So we have to deal with it, and that is why we have a focused approach with the Minister of Electricity at the helm. And we'll get report also about powers of the Minister. If they are not there, those powers, what is delaying that? Because we believe there is no time to waste time. We need an energetic minister, which is what Sputla is displaying. He's got our support, and albeit the frustrations that he continues to confront, particularly in dealing with the interventions that have been made. We want ESCOM alongside many other things to also be strengthened and become stronger. And so, as the ANC, we do support them. Decisive action must be taken every day, every night, where we face with these challenges of electricity. But we'll give a more comprehensive report once we receive the state of affairs from the minister by tomorrow.
Okay, so the conversation continues, but thank you very much, guys. That brings us to the end of
Thank you.
That was the ANC Secretary General alongside the Political Secretary of the ANC in but of course I am not alone, I am with my colleagues. Just and the essence of the hearing from the